Hey, what's happening?
What is up, my man?
We got somebody watching us.
Oh, God.
Because we're doing this kind of random. I didn't even post about it till like 15 minutes ago. I'm glad you wanted to do this today, though.
I didn't even post about it at all, but I will do
Oh,
so right now.
You should have been shared or tagged in it. I tagged you in the story.
Yeah, well, Instagram unceremoniously kicked me out of it yesterday for like most of the day.
Yeah.
So, F them. I was thinking they did me a favor for a second.
All right. Let's give people a few minutes to come in here. Do you see it where I tagged you?
I do not. Is it your
Go
story?
to my story.
Okay, I got you.
Make sure it's showing up.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't showing up that I was tagged in it, but all good in the hood, my man.
Yeah, hang on a second. Oh, what the hell? Okay. All righty. Cool. All right. Awesome. Well, somebody will come in here because they always do.
That's okay. They will come in. They will see us having some fun, BSing. And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and kick this off. So what we're talking about today is we're going to talk about our top 5 movies that we wish we didn't like, but we do. And there's a variety of reasons of why you could put those on this list. And I seriously think that me and Lewis's lists are going to be completely different from each other's. I don't think there's even a chance of layover or like overlap at all. I don't even think we're going to have one single overlap.
Yeah, because this was kind of like a real abstract, criteria that we came up with for this one. And I was more looking at it like, oh, what am I just like supposed to pick every like chick flick that I like?
No,
which I like a lot.
That's fine. You can put that in there. Copy. What's happening?
No, so I have to back up. So,
while we're waiting for people to pile in here, you and Copy didn't tell me that Ty Conti, the AEW wrestler, was going to be at Terrificon. That would have been cool.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't even look at all of the guests.
Yeah, it's like Britt Baker was at the one that they went to down there, and then Ty was, and I like both of them, so that's cool.
A lot of wrestlers show up to these cons.
I know. Yeah.
But, I'm hoping to meet Mick Foley at one of them.
Mm-hmm. Mick Foley comes into one of my old local shops back in my old city. Like he comes there all the time. He doesn't live there.
He's a Long Island guy, so he's around. Like he lives around here and stuff. Like people have seen him. I just never went to talk to him or anything.
Yeah. All right. So who wants to do the honorable mention first? You want me to do it, or do you want to do the first honorable mention?
You can start it off just so I get a feel of what we're going for here.
Okay. Now this has a very good reason for being an honorable mention. All right. It isn't just no bull. So hold on a second. Let's see here. Okay. Let me know if this thing pops up. Okay.
Okay. Oh, of course. Nice.
Super Mario Brothers movie.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah. Bob Hoskins. Yeah. So the reason why this one's an honorable mention is because it is not a good movie, but it actually has just enough Mario in it to where it actually does work as a Mario Brothers movie. I mean, you've seen it, of course. And
you forget the Goombas in the business suits. I mean, the old lady with the rocket shoes.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The reason why it's an honorable mention and not actually on the list is because this movie has a very high chance of being taken off of the list of wish I did like or wish I didn't but do, because they're actually making a legit good Mario movie right now. Right? It's the Illumination studio that makes the Despicable Me movies.
Okay, so it's going to be animated or semi?
Yeah, it's going to be like a CGI animated thing. But it's a Mario. It's supposed to be a Mario Brothers origin story movie.
Okay.
So I think that would dethrone this because I love Nintendo and I love Mario, and I think this movie was acceptable enough as a Mario movie. You know what I mean? But not a good movie. There was enough Mario there. Like they looked pretty decent, and there was a lot of hints to it. And then there was the stuff with the piping and the going different world. It was.
The Mushroom King was kind of cool.
Yeah. It was like a 70% Mario movie. It was like 30% in there that just whacked out. The interesting fact about that movie is the reason why everything's so crazy is because they had a huge budget in their props department, and they had access to all of the unused props from the Mad Max movies.
I could
So
see
that's why
that.
there's crazy shit going off because it's like stuff they didn't use for Mad Max.
Yeah, I could see that now that I'm thinking about it.
So yeah, so there we go. So that one's an honorable mention only because there's a really good chance that it's going to come off the list completely because I think they're actually going to make a good Mario movie, and then I have no reason at all to like this movie. So that's the only reason it's an honorable mention. So
Okay.
all right. So what you got?
Sure. I'll put up
Whoa, you're sharing everything.
why can't I figure out how to do that?
Go to share
screen.
and then share screen, and then you want to share an individual
got it. Okay. That look better. So first off, I should probably preface this with whatever the criteria was, I ain't embarrassed about shit. But this one's on there because I don't know, maybe I ought to be embarrassed how much I like it.
Which one?
The Harry Potter. Take your pick.
You got to put one movie, man. Hey, there's Caroline. Cool, she made it too.
Which one?
See, because I disagree.
I watch all of them.
Yeah, I can't put. It's not fair, man. You just did a top.
The third one.
Isn't there like 8 of them?
There are 8 of them in the first franchise.
So you just did a top 8 instead of a top 5.
All right. What's the worst? The worst Harry Potter movie? Probably the first one.
But you still like? No, I disagree with that. I mean, you can. I mean, that's obviously it's your list, but I disagree because I think the second one is the worst movie. The Chamber of Secrets or whatever. I think that's the worst one. Nothing happened in that couldn't have just been put in the first and third movie.
Oh, come on. I will give that to you because Dobby was insufferable. And
he's the Jar Jar Binks of this trilogy or this series or whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty well, no, he's better than Jar Jar Binks. The second one, because the actor who played Lucius was really good. You know, he just had a lot of like his evil like quibs and stuff.
Yeah, but all that stuff didn't really contribute to its own movie. You know what I mean? Like that's my issue. And Caroline's saying the third's the worst, but the third one's my favorite one.
The third's the best one.
It's the best one by far. It's the only thing that kept me invested in the series after the second one.
Oh man. Okay, well, this is a bit of a side thing here, but you can rank the 8 original films from best to worst, which I could do off the top of my head. It's 3, 6, 8, 5, 7, 4, 2, 1.
I have only seen them all once, except for the original. I saw twice.
No, I have only seen them once today.
What?
Man, we've seen the franchise quite a bit. So, all right, I'll say I like the second one then. I'll go there.
Okay. All right, so that's one that you wish you didn't like, but you do.
I do.
Okay. All right, so that's our honorable. Is there a reason it's an honorable mention?
Yeah, because Harry Potter fucking kicks ass. I'm just embarrassed how much I like it.
Oh,
and,
okay. That's a good my. That's kind of like my reason for Mario.
That's fair enough.
Mario and Nintendo is awesome, like all around. Like, there's nothing bad about Nintendo, you know. But like that movie is just a terrible rendition of Mario Brothers.
But I'd go so far as to say that the first 2 Harry Potter movies, because they were kind of filmed differently than all the other ones.
Yes,
had more of like a European film style, and it wasn't all Hollywood glitzed yet. Mm-hmm. So like, you know, honestly, the cinematography of Mario felt more Hollywood to me than like the second Harry Potter film did in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but that is interesting. We both have a similar reason for our honorable, so that works. All right, so I guess I'm going to go to my number 5, which is interesting, and I'm going to go ahead and make a note. Actually, no, let's save this for the end. Actually, no, I'll go ahead and say it now.
Do it now. Yeah.
So I noticed after I assembled this list that every single one of my movies actually is from the 1990s.
A lot of mine are from the 90s too.
I thought about the reason why. Because the 80s and 90s had such good movies that you literally had to pick out the ones that are bad. But everything like since 2000 is either really, really bad or really, really good. There's almost no between. Like I'd have to really think about a movie that I wish I liked, but I do like, but wish I didn't from like post 2000. You know. Because it's like I think, well, what about Avatar? It's like, no, I actually like Avatar, and I'm not ashamed of that. You know, like there's no reason to be.
Well, that was the thing. It's like, what am I gonna pick every coming of age movie out there? Like, so I just again I picked through
I came really close.
pantheons of films.
I came really close to putting Star Wars Episode 7 on here because I like Episode 7 as its own thing. I just don't like that trilogy. So, but I like Star Wars, so I can't say I wish I didn't like it. But
Exactly.
Okay, so this next one is relative to right now. It says we have 0 people watching, but like Copy and Caroline are both like active in the chat.
They spent a few seconds in here and they're like, "Now we're good."
Okay.
Also, hi, Copy and Caroline. Love you guys.
Okay, this one's relative.
All right. Oh, all right.
And the reason why is because there's enough stuff to like about it. Like there's plenty to like about this movie, and it is good. And like if you rewatch it, the things that you don't like about it are strictly production things. They're directorial. The concept is there. Like, you know what I mean? Like the concept is great. The execution is mild. But it's memorable. Like it's a memorable movie. Like you know what I mean? Like it's a cool story. Like the story is really good, actually. It's just the acting and some of the production cuts and everything. So
like just everything else about it.
Yeah, but I mean the concept of the story are really good. I was all about Space Jam.
I enjoyed being pulled into a cartoon world is very it was like if Who Framed Roger Rabbit was bad, but I still loved the concept and the world. And
so that was more like they were one world, really. Like where Roger Rabbit, like
when they went into Toon World, that was Toon World, and that's kind of like this was still one world because they just hadn't. It's like Roger Rabbit was like 25 years later when they're like, yeah, of course there's cartoons.
She says Space Jam is forever an amazing movie. I haven't watched the newer one, and I'm not sure if I will. I have HBO Max, so but
I don't. I'm not interested in the newer one, man. But, I mean, I'll see it at some point because I've got to. But like
but this right here was a groundbreaking movie. Like no one can deny that.
No.
All right. So let's see your number 5.
Okay. So
Caroline's right there.
I mean, there was a lot of movies to pick from in this particular genre, but I picked The Jumping of the Shark.
Oh my god!
Awesome 90s films.
This is amazing that you did this because one of these actors, I'm not going to say who, made the list on mine, and one of the actors, not going to say who, almost made the list with another movie.
I mean, so again, I had my list of the greatest just absurd action films of the 90s, and I feel like Face Off really was the height of all of those. I don't want to list them all off right now in case you picked any of them.
Well, what's crazy, I don't think I've seen this movie since the 90s. All the ones on my list are ones I've seen in his last 10 or 15 years.
He took his face off. I mean, a classic of the highest caliber, acting-wise. I mean, between the two of these nutcases, they somehow were able to put 2 hours on film without anyone getting seriously hurt, and I don't know, whatever. I love all of these ridiculous, So
see, you're not doing all chick flicks. You were worried that they were all chick flicks. They're not.
Face Off isn't a chick flick. Look at those pretty men.
Are you implying it should have been considered one?
Hey, man.
I don't have enough. I don't have enough memory of this movie to commentate on it very much. I mean, I know what it is, and I've seen it, but it's been a very long time.
So John Travolta is hunting down Nicolas Cage. Mm-hmm. Cage is a terrorist, and he's planted a bomb somewhere in the city. So they capture him, and he obviously won't talk, but they're trying to figure out through his associates, his brother and stuff, if they can find out where it is. So they use a groundbreaking technology to take his face off and put it on to Travolta. So then the two actors switch roles. So now Cage is your protagonist and Travolta the bad guy.
Okay, yeah.
And
I might have to rewatch it.
Ensue. So it's the two of them acting as though they were the other guy. And since they are both ridiculous people, it's like, can you speak French with a Russian accent? So that's my analogy of Face Off. But
all right. Well, that's an interesting choice, and I definitely didn't see that one coming. So I do like that. So this next one, though, I really wish we had two of our comic community brethren in here. I wish we had J2 and Hyper.
You got a horror film? Oh, you've got Street Fighter.
Yes. And this movie has similar issues as the Mario movie, but without the saving grace of an actual good one being made.
Okay.
Because the Mario movie is going to get a good one, I'm sure of it. But Street Fighter has not.
You didn't like the one with the guy from Black Eyed Peas?
I didn't. You talking about the Chun-Li movie?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I saw part of it. We talked about that. Yeah, I saw part of it, but not all of it. So this movie had a lot going for it. Like, it really does. Like, it is a good movie. Like, it actually is. Like, as far as like continuity, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're sitting in front of it, you're watching it, and it has a cohesiveness. Like, it is a good movie. The production value is pretty good, and it had a good cast. It's got freaking Jean-Claude Van Damme and Kylie Minogue and Raul Julia. It's good in that regard. The problem is that they didn't like the idea of the movie being based on Ryu and Ken, so they made them
goofballs, yeah,
and then focused on Guile and put him over the top.
That's because Van Damme was the biggest star in the film by far.
Yeah, and they shoehorned a lot of characters. Hey, Nola's here. Cool.
What's up, bro? Oh yeah, wasn't like E Honda like a cameraman and like it was just like goofy.
Yeah, like they did stuff like that, and the Halston.
Cool. I mean,
the Halston is literally an Indian scientist that gets his hair burned off.
Was that his backstory? I remember when they found Blanca.
It's not his backstory in the game.
No, but in the movie, I remember Blanca was just like not a big monster. He was just like a guy like spray painted green. Yep. I was like, what the hell?
Yep. If you took away all that stuff, though, if you just had like the Van Damme, like, well, not really Van Damme.
You got the Van Damme in anything.
If you just had like, it's from a Street Fighter perspective, you just had like, the Guile, Chun-Li, Cammy, General Bison, like that angle with the Vega and the Sagat, that was all good. That was all very good how they did that. And then left out all the stuff that they just shoehorned in. Then you have a decent video game movie here. So I really wish I didn't like it because it's not what it could have been. Okay. But I like it enough. It's worth watching.
Fair enough.
So that's why that made number 4 for me.
I had thought about putting Mortal Kombat 2 on here. I didn't, but I thought about it for similar reasons.
I got a sequel on here, but not that one. Okay. Let's see your number 4.
Okay. And again.
Dude, this one almost made my list.
Yeah, I don't care, man. I had this poster on my wall until like high school, probably.
I saw this movie at a freaking outdoor amphitheater when it came out.
I remember this is like one of the first films seeing in theaters, being like, yeah.
Same. You and I we're the same age, yeah.
Yeah, so I would have had a similar lived experience about that.
So why does it make your list of wish you didn't like? I want to hear reasons.
It's trash. I mean, it's so ridiculous. So I was watching it with my kids the other day, and I'm like, oh god, like it's like if you eat like a bunch of Fruity Pebbles now, it's like I thought these were good. These just taste.
I like Fruity Pebbles. I still eat them every night,
but they taste like getting diabetes. I mean, they're not good. They're not good for you, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to eat the whole bowl of them. And that's kind of what Batman Forever is for me.
So the reason why this one didn't make my list, even though I considered it, is because I can't watch it now and enjoy it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're saying you like this movie.
No, I'm saying that's I'm saying I would like to not still be enjoying it, but I watched it and I saw it for how terrible it was, and I was like, so anyway, you guys ready to watch the next one? I
Oh.
almost got the governor of California in it. And it was a toss up between these two, but if I have to look back, the Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones duo was more powerful.
So let me
than all on
categorically
his own.
explain why this one is not good. Okay, because Jim Carrey is
Break it
playing the
down.
Joker dressed as the Riddler. All right,
Yep.
Tommy Lee Jones is playing the Joker dressed as Two-Face. Okay, like
There's a scene where the two of them are laughing at each other, and it goes on for like probably 45 seconds where they're just both like,
yeah. And
and it's just like
Nicole
slapstick.
Kidman, who I like, by the way, her character's unnecessary because there's so many non-hero, non-villain female characters in the comics that they could have used, and they made up one for this. Val Kilmer is a freaking terrible Batman, but he's okay as
Bruce
as a
Wayne.
Bruce Wayne. Yeah. The whole I'll get drive-through thing like that, you know that. Chris O'Donnell was actually a good Robin. They would have made a great Nightwing, actually. But the problem is they made freaking Bruce Wayne adopt a full-grown man in this movie.
That was my problem with it too. I'm like, like he's like 20 years old. It's like, come live with me, kid.
Dude, he in the comics he like adopted freaking Dick Grayson and raised him for a long time before he even went out as Robin, really, you know? So yeah, there's so again, I almost did that, but then again, my mindset on these movies are movies that I can sit and watch and still enjoy. Like the ones I put are ones that I actually like. I actually would like to watch. This one, no, I can't watch it. Like I got freaking 50 comics over there that tell me otherwise. You know.
I mean, yeah, I would lie and say I don't want to watch this right
No, that's fine. It's your that's your numbers there, man. That's your number 4.
But I mean,
I'm just glad it's not in the top 3.
Yeah, well, it's low down on it for me, but still, you know, it's
Professor's in here. Good to see you.
what's up, dude.
Okay, so for my number 3, this one is a sequel. I do enjoy it, but it did not make the impact that the first movie did.
Okay.
And a lot of people take issue with it, but I think it's just fine. But I wish I didn't like it because no one else does. City Slickers 2, Legend of Curly's Gold.
Oh, come on. I love City Slickers.
I love City Slickers too. That's why it's on the list. But I wish I didn't like this one because everybody like hates this one.
That's because they hate quality, man.
So this was actually
follow
supposed to
the
be a
map
trilogy. You know this, right? You know it was supposed to be a trilogy, but Jack Palance died.
He actually did die, right?
Yeah. So he couldn't. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, this character we're talking about, Curly, was in the first movie, but he dies at the end of the first movie. So they made a movie with the other characters. The actor comes back and plays the brother of the guy who died. And then that actual actor died, so they could never make the third movie.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, dude, I like Sleeves. I think what's his name? Billy Crystal's funny as hell, and
yeah, it's his best movie for sure. Like where he's like the main guy, I think.
Yeah, like I was watching old stuff with like him and Robin Williams and what's her name, Whoopi and stuff. Like back when they were doing their stuff together, it's like, damn, they're so like they were just like feeding off each other, and they're funny as hell.
Nola says he hasn't even thought about City Slickers in years. I've seen it. I've seen both of them within the last 15.
I probably haven't seen it in a while, but yeah, it's a good one, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like about this movie, but for some reason, a lot of people just don't like it. So that's why that one didn't make it. All right, so
I don't know why people wouldn't like that.
All right, let's see your number 3 then.
Okay. So
why don't you like that?
I love this film.
I mean, why do you
don't like
it?
Because it's insane.
It is.
I mean, I like this a lot. Other people don't like it because it's a completely ridiculous, like, it's a martial arts film taken to 1,000 degrees.
Yeah,
But
I've only seen it once. So.
but I absolutely love this movie. It's
You know what a good alternative to this is, right?
Yeah.
Shaolin Soccer.
Shaolin Soccer is a good one too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of them. But yeah, I had to have some kind of martial arts film on here that was strictly ridiculous, and I really like this one. I mean,
Cool.
Yeah. The hatchet.
Yeah. Again, this is just like with Face Off, where I've seen it once and it's been a long time. I wouldn't mind rewatching. I like everything on your list, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Dude, like I said, I'm not actually embarrassed about shit. So it was between this and just putting all of like the John Cusack movies and stuff that I'd watch with my wife on here, and I was like, okay, I gotta mix it up and at least grab something for me.
Nola says it's Kill Bill without Tarantino. I don't agree with that. Because Kill Bill is very, very Tarantino. So I guess Nola, what you're saying, like if you're just talking about a bunch of punches and ridiculousness, then yes.
I mean, it had the absurdity of like a Tarantino film.
So Professor likes what we're showing too. He said we're scaring him by thinking we're going to take away movies he loves.
We're just going to say these are movies that we love too much.
The only one that Lewis has shown that I can't sit and watch and enjoy is Batman Forever. And that's not to say there's not things from that movie that are good. Okay, here's one thing going back to
All right,
Batman
we got to have
Forever.
a movie night and we'll live stream
all of these.
Batman Forever. Yeah.
No, so Kung Pao is great, and that does hold up because that was meant to be a piece of shit.
All right, but I probably can't watch Kung Pao again. I saw that in theaters a couple times, and that was
going back to Batman Forever. Though, one good quality thing that has been brought later into the comics, I don't know that this ever existed in comics before that movie, is the blacklight paint gangs.
Yeah, that was new from there.
I don't believe that was something that was in the. If it was, it would have been contemporaneously to Batman Forever because there was not anything like that before. But now you see it all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
those films did just get kind of like just random thug gangs, but the most distinct thing about when they just sprayed them down with black lights and like, yeah, here's like,
and they had like neon freaking Tommy guns and shit. Like,
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, that's good. They did it in that Batman Robin movie too. Some of that.
Oh, they did it. Yeah, they did it even worse. They had like the guys with like the skulls painted on.
Oh,
and, like,
they did it even worse because they're straight up neon on the Batmobile for no good reason. All right, enough about Batman Forever. The Kung Fu Hustle, yeah, that's another one. I think I'd rather watch Face Off again because I really don't remember much about it. But this one, I mean, this movie is not near as old as Face Off.
So this one had like all these guys in all these kung fu movies are legitimate like martial artists and stuff. So like all the guys you see in like Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan films getting beat up by them, they're like the real deal. So Kung Fu Hustle was cool because they actually gave them all like a second to do their thing. Like,
that's hilarious.
Like the main bad guy from it, like he really was like an Olympian bodybuilder. Like the guy is like just a monster, but he looks like just kind of a Weasley guy with like glasses on. So
Fuzzy Dunlop says hi.
What is up, sir?
Yeah, I would have to rewatch it for sure because I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember enough about it. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a long time since that movie came out now. I mean, all these have been. Yeah. All right, number 2. This is really good, man, because now you're going to see what I was talking about a second ago about one of those actors from Face Off.
Travolta. Connie. So
this was almost number 1. This was almost number 1.
This was on my list. I switched it out for Face Off because I thought that was even more of a jumping
shark. Yeah, Con Air was going to be on there no matter what, but freaking Look Who's Talking almost made it on there.
Jingle All the Way almost made it on there.
No, because I'm not embarrassed by Jingle All the Way. That's a fucking funny movie. And I'm
not embarrassed by Con Air. That's one of the greatest films. Because that's a great movie.
Again, it's not even about embarrassment. It's about there's no good reason to like this movie. Like, I mean, unless I just want to listen to freaking Trisha Yearwood songs going off and explosions and shit,
It is the most like alpha absurd. Like, all right, I've got Con Air right here on my screen. I switched it to Face Off at the last minute because I thought that was just
That's awesome. So we actually almost did have some overlap. That's crazy that there's several movies that we like. I almost consider Batman, and you almost consider Con Air.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
And when it's over, I'll list the the power run of Nick Cage and Travolta movies from the early '90s. But they just
so there's literally no good reason to watch this movie though.
Oh, come on!
Like I mean, I like it. I'll watch it.
I take issue with that, my man.
There's not been a movie. Okay, look, this movie doesn't do anything that other movies hasn't done way better.
Dude, this is Beethoven's fifth of shit alpha dude movies from the '90s. Like,
but so is like
the greatest
everything else
film of all time. Like, you just sitting there like with an American flag waving the whole time, drinking PBR, just like, yes, god damn it. Like, Con Air is amazing.
So there's a lot. Okay, we got a lot to say about this one before we move on. There's a reason this is number 2.
How did this make your list? I mean,
all right, man. He's literally running, and there's explosions going off next to him. Like,
yeah.
Why? Like, what were the explosions? Like, why? It doesn't even make sense in that scene. Like,
it was all to build the the cinematic universe that.
And they played that Trisha Yearwood song as many times as they played that freaking Aerosmith song in Armageddon. Like, or that freaking basketball song.
Which I didn't pick, but was almost on here, by the way, Armageddon. But anyway.
It almost made it?
It almost made it for me. But
mine didn't, because I just don't like that movie.
Oh, okay.
I
like at the beginning how they're on the oil rig, like hitting golf balls at Greenpeace, but then they have to go save the planet. But in the long run, the global warming is going to get them anyway.
I'm going to take Trisha Yearwood's song over the Aerosmith song any day. Okay, it's going to come down to Trisha Yearwood versus Aerosmith with this Con Air and Armageddon thing.
So. I mean, Con Air is the filet mignon of these type of films, sir.
Dude, no, it is not. It's the fucking eye round steak, man.
It's cooked with class. Come on, man.
I'm with you. I like it, but there's no good reason to. There are 50 other action movies in the 90s.
The accent he puts on for that whole thing, with the freaking, like, I don't know, whatever that hairstyle is. The trailer park.
Oh my god. Caroline says Armageddon is phenomenal. Armageddon is a terrible movie. Oh, okay, look, here's how great the writing is in Armageddon. The world is supposed to end at midnight at 1999's whatever or whatever, and then all of a sudden it already destroyed China because it happened at midnight. It's like they had midnight before us, so the asteroids hit there, and they're just destroying the world.
How about when they blow up the asteroid, and that just doesn't come down like freaking spread shot across the whole planet? But anyway, they're like, we split the asteroid in half, and it perfectly missed the Earth.
So are we in at least agreement that Con Air is better than Armageddon?
Con Air is not on this list because Con Air is a great film, and no one.
Forget this list. I mean, Con Air is better than Armageddon, isn't it?
Oh, Con Air! I think Con Air is a great film.
This isn't about whether it's a good or bad movie.
It's better than Armageddon.
Whether we like.
I like it better than Armageddon. It's got an ensemble cast of Academy Award winners, and that again, it was. It's on a similar vein to Armageddon. With
I don't know about that.
Okay. I put those all in the same category of like, just Michael Bay whacking off, blowing shit up type of garbage. But
again, the same criteria is why Pearl Harbor isn't on here, because that's not a good movie.
Because that's a revisionist piece of shit.
It is revisionist piece of shit. It's amazing how much people base quick story on this.
The best thing about Pearl Harbor was the song Trey Parker wrote about how much it sucked.
Yeah, I agree. My grandma had a friend who was a history teacher whose granddaughter said she didn't believe Pearl Harbor happened because the shit that happened in the movie didn't make sense to her. She said she didn't understand
going on in that.
This was a full-grown woman who said this, but
yeah, a lot happened in that statement just now. Hold on, I'm trying to unpack it.
Yeah.
So she's a history teacher, but she doesn't think Pearl
No, no,
Harbor
no, no.
happened.
Her granddaughter. Her granddaughter was
Okay,
arguing
okay.
with her. This is my grandma's friend. Her granddaughter, who was a full-grown like woman, she's like 17, 18 years old when the movie came out, says she didn't believe that it happened because stuff like why didn't
Ben
they just
Affleck told me that Pearl Harbor didn't happen.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
okay, so we're done with Con Air.
But Cuba was cool.
Again, the purpose of this, if people aren't getting it, is the movie. Oh, even Nola says Con Air's better than Armageddon. That these are movies that I like. I'm not saying that I don't like them. If I didn't, then Armageddon would be at number 2. But
I took Con Air off this list because it just deserves to be on a different list of greatest movies ever made.
No, man, there's no good reason to like this movie. I just happen to like it. Okay, let's see your number.
Fucking what's his name? Steve Buscemi there as the serial killer.
Fucking Garland Green or
Cyrus the Virus. Dave Chappelle got it. Was that his first movie?
No, Dave Chappelle's first movie was Nutty Professor.
They ripped Danny Trejo's arms off.
A arm, wasn't it? Yeah, or both.
No, they go, let's get him out of here, and then his arms are still like handcuffed.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, what's your number 2 then?
Well, again, because like I'm not embarrassed about any of these, but all right, what the hell?
I'm really surprised at this one.
Yeah,
this is the most surprising one you've done.
Because it's a movie that shouldn't be embarrassed about, or because you're surprised I like it?
No, I mean, okay, so I haven't seen it virtually since it came out, but my gym has a movie theater, like a cardio room where you watch movies, like on a projector and everything. And they actually were playing this a few months ago, and I watched it. I'm like, this is a good movie. Like, I mean, I don't see why it would be something that you wish you didn't like.
So yeah, like I said, our criteria was a little bit, difficult to understand, I guess, for me. But this one's on here because of how many times I've seen it.
Oh, so you wish you didn't watch it.
I get this movie. I mean, 100 times easy. So,
you wish you didn't watch it because of that. Yeah.
We probably watched this movie every night for like 6 months at one point.
I actually think I'd rather rewatch this one than the other 2 we talked about, Kung Fu Hustle and Face Off. Okay. I'd rather rewatch this because
that's why I was kind of iffy about putting it on here. But it's just movies that I'm embarrassed about how much I probably like this one.
That's a good reason. Your reasoning for putting these on here are good
because it's campy as hell. But but I enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah.
And
well, so's Con Air, and I enjoyed that immensely.
And then they kept making these. I mean, the second one sucked. 13's pretty good, and then God, I tried to watch the all women one, and I didn't like it.
I don't think I've seen any of them besides this one.
I've seen all of them multiple times, but yeah, this one was awesome. I enjoyed it, and I wish. Like when we were talking, I'd like to make a alternate version of this where like they're putting together the crew, but it shows how these guys would have actually robbed a casino and they're just like cutthroat monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instead of being lovable con men, it's like, oh, look, we've got the demo expert. He's like, yeah, I blew up the place. They're dead.
Thermite.
Yeah. So as we play D&D and stuff, I was thinking how much fun it would be to do a similar Ocean's 11 style heist, but with more serious consequences to their criminal enterprise. Yeah. So yeah.
So this one's strictly on here for the fact that you wish you hadn't watched it that much.
Then I'm embarrassed about how many times I've seen it. Yeah.
Huh. Nola was present during the filming of this movie.
Nice.
Okay. Now we're in the real shit. There ain't no coming back now.
Okay.
This is, without a doubt, the number one. I like this movie, and I really wish I didn't, and there's no good reason outside of the fact that the stuff that's written in the movie is very funny.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep. That is the only chick flick to make my list, and it made it to number one.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that.
Like seriously, like please, someone in the audience tell me why I like this movie. I think I've seen this movie more than any of the other ones on my list, except for maybe City Slickers.
Well, I can't say that I have seen this one as many times as you, but
Batman Forever, maybe, I don't know.
Well, now I regret not putting a different one up instead of Ocean's 11. But hey, that's what.
Not as good as Clueless. See, Liz would say that. My wife would say the same thing. She loves
Clueless.
And Clueless is just okay.
Yeah.
Romeo and Michelle's where it's at.
I've never seen Clueless, so I couldn't tell you.
I mean, it's good. I mean, this movie here, I mean, like, there's really no reason for me to like this movie.
I've seen it once, so I mean, I don't.
Okay, Nola says I couldn't tell you anything about this one. Don't remember this at all. All right. I want to tell him to go watch it, but I'm not going to.
Can you give us a quick synopsis?
Romeo and Michelle, they hit their 10-year anniversary or 10-year high school reunion, and they're like, well, what the fuck do we have to show for it? And they go, not much. We're still living as roommates, and we didn't hack it in life, so let's just make up a bunch of shit, show up at the reunion, and play it off as we're big time. And they get there, and like that shit falls apart for multiple reasons. One, because some of the people that thought they were big time actually were big time themselves. And then the people that they thought were going to be big time weren't as great as they thought they were going to be.
Isn't that how life goes, man? That's why you just got to be yourself.
But there is a lot of good things about this movie. I'm not saying that this is a terrible movie. It's just I really wish I didn't like it. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, you got a lot of really funny lines written in this movie, and the concept was unique. No one else has done this. Alan Cumming, yeah. So Professor's remembering some of it.
Oh, I mean, that's a pretty good one. I feel like mine's probably my number one's probably more embarrassing. But
give me some more comments before we go to that. What do you think about Romeo and Michelle?
Like I saw it once. I remember thinking it was funny, and but yeah, this is not one I'm super invested in one way or the other. But
so another thing is they go and they say that they invented Post-it notes. That's one of the things. And then they run into, dude, where's my, hey, Tyler, what's up? Dude, where's my car? Yeah, we talked about that. Tyler used to work with me, and I remember saying, that's not a good movie at all. But basically, they say they invented Post-it notes, and then they get there, and then one of the girls that they used to go to high school with, she actually went to college with the guy who did invent Post-it notes. So they get called out on that right then and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good. I think that they could do a sequel to this because it'd be like their fucking 50th anniversary or 50th reunion or some shit.
It probably would be. I think Kid Ro's about 50. Yeah.
Well, not 50th. Yeah, not their. Yeah, it'd be like their 30th anniversary or 30 reunion or whatever. It's good. It's funny. It's a chick flick. It's a good one. But I'm gonna cut it and let Lewis show his number one.
Well, I had a good chick flick that I should have shown as my number two now, but oh well. My number one, because I've said it before, and it's what it is. I like this movie because of the life I've lived after it. So the good things about it.
Okay, I think I agree. Before I bring this up, I'm gonna tell everybody something. What he's got that I'm about to bring up. I actually agree with this one more than any other on his list. There is no reason for him to like it.
You can fight me on that all day. So,
this is the one you were talking to me about the other week, saying that like you were going to ruin your life if you told people that. Or whatever.
Like, man, when I get embarrassed about something, I'll let y'all know. But yeah, the Twilight film. So
okay, I'll say this:
it is absolute garbage, just like the books. Just like
everything up to him sparkling in the woods was a good movie, actually. That's where it lost me completely.
I saw
like from then on. And I'm not saying because of that, but everything from that.
A much better story if they told it from any of the other characters, like backup characters, just saying like, yeah, living in this bumfuck town, going like, man, there's some weird shit going on. But yeah, I like this movie so much because I proposed to my wife after it.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah.
Damn.
So fuck it. This is my number one film that I'm embarrassed about that I will always like.
Okay. That's a really good one to have as your number one then. I
See,
definitely
I
agree
even
with
tried
it.
to mask it with like a real world scenario that did happen. So but hey, it worked. So you know,
All right.
trying to make that shit work, man. You know, you gotta
So
take it or leave it.
I don't see anything that you would have done as better than that one, but I want to know what was the one you said you wish you'd swapped out.
Let's see if I can load it up instead. And now, again, I've come to enjoy Twilight because it was such garbage to begin with, but now it's got real world
What is
consequences
this?
for me.
I have never seen this. I don't
That
even
was gonna
know.
be my number two.
I guess I know Kristen Bell, but yeah. Like,
It's got Danny DeVito, Kristen Bell, Demel, fucking Napoleon Dynamite, and some other people in it. But
wow, that alone is probably.
yeah,
I'm
it's
glad
a
you didn't
really
do this
stupid
one.
chick
Well,
flick
actually,
movie,
this one
but
also would have been a reason. Yeah, probably. Even though I don't know anything about it, like it sounds like you know what? Okay, am I wrong about this? Is this not the exact same thing as Just Married?
no, it's very different. No, Just Married had no supernatural elements to it. This Kristen Bell is a hardworking art curator who's invited to her sister's wedding in Rome, and she doesn't believe in love, but she steals a bunch of coins out of a love fountain, and the men whose coins she stole are under her spell until she's able to break it. Sadly for her, she finds someone she's really interested in, but maybe or maybe not. He's only attracted to her because of the magic of this Roman fountain. So anyway, yeah, it's a terrible fucking movie, but I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Well, that seems like I think you should have put that one on there instead of Batman Forever.
I don't know, man. I watched Batman Forever pretty recently. It's you know, yikes.
Exactly, it's bad. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't have a reason to like it.
I don't, but I've already seen it like 3 times this year, so
Oh man,
I could blame the
I don't know about
kids, but you know, it ain't all them. I did get all the animated Batman too, which we've been watching the hell out. So that's.
I want to watch those 2 new ones, the Long Halloween ones.
Oh, I didn't get that yet, but
Yeah,
well, I got to see the Batman Samurai one.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I think it's on HBO. So.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Well, that's our list. If you guys came in and missed the beginning, you should go back and check them out.
What was the point of this? Just damage street cred?
No, it was just it's just to put it out there that there are movies that are worth watching, but there's no good reason to like them other than you like them, really. And I guess Batman Forever makes sense for you in that regard.
In a similar vein to our friends.
But Batman, like he said, Batman Forever is better than Batman. There are things from Batman and Forever that are good. Like you know what I mean? Like I'll say that. Like there's nothing
Jim
really.
Carrey's light up suit.
God. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it with that. I appreciate everyone that decided to come by and check us out. We're going to do one soon, maybe next week, or might be a little bit longer after that because I got shit going on, but we might do it next week. We want to do a sitcom like this where we talk about sitcoms because I personally am not a sitcom guy, but there's so many sitcoms that I can still put together a top 5 list.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got coming up on 100 years of sitcoms. I mean, I'm sure we can figure out something in there.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you all later.